Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I know a lot of you have heard about what just happened with Spirit Airlines. It definitely shocked the crap out of me. Out the blue, they literally shut down after 34 or 43 years in business. They didn't say anything. 17,000 people do not have a job. I literally saw a man who was 60 years old. He was working for their company. He just bought a house and said that he found out he didn't have a job just by coming on social media. They didn't even tell them that they were firing them. 9,000 flights canceled and 17,000 people again with no job. So a lot of people are saying, look, this is the signs of the time. Okay, we see everything going on with tariffs, inflation, countless people being laid off months ago from other jobs in different industries. And they said about 2 weeks ago that the gas prices were just going to skyrocket, and to prepare for that, this man on the screen is saying that multiple airlines are also going bankrupt following just what happened to Spirit. Okay, this literally happened about a day or two ago. So, look, they did release a statement and they said it's with great disappointment that Spirit Airlines has started winding down to global operations effective immediately. All flights have been canceled and customer service is no longer available. We're not able to help rebook your flight, okay, for another airline or anything like that. They're processing refunds, to your credit cards and debit cards and everything like that. But it's over. Spirit Airlines is no more. Now, I think they had some issues before this officially happened, but they didn't prepare people for it. It literally happened out the doggone blue. Thousands of jobs gone and flights canceled. So let me show you some videos real quick of what the public is saying about this.
We're all broke. That's why Spirit Airlines went out of business, guys. Like this does not take a rocket science or an economic major to figure that out. The difference between the haves versus the have-nots, the person flying with Delta versus the person flying with Spirit, is vast, huge. Listen, I actually liked Spirit Airlines. You want to know why? Everybody was the same. There was no first class. There was no business class. There was no credit card members. It was like just a bunch of freaking Americans trying to get from A to B as quickly as possible, especially in the Detroit area. Did your ass hurt by the end of the 2-hour flight? Sure. But guess what? You got there safely. So anybody making this out to seem like this is just, poor management, which I'm sure that was part of it, or gas prices. Sure, I'm sure that was part of it. But at the end of the day, guys, the middle class is not traveling. The upper middle class is traveling, but the middle class on down, we're done.
It's not just that Spirit Airlines shut down and left people stranded. It's that 17,000 people are now out of a job. And currently, the United States has virtually zero job growth. Since Trump has taken office, we haven't been making jobs. In fact, we've been firing people from government jobs through like Doge, and like the green energy and infrastructure projects that they've been cutting, people have been losing those jobs. Electricians have been losing their jobs. Even my cat is outraged at this prospect. So it's the idea that now that 17,000 people are out of work, where are they supposed to go? And again, people are not understanding. Yes, Spirit Airlines was struggling. Yes, they got the bailout in 2022, all that stuff. But they were doing okay. What really pushed them over the edge was the war in Iran. Once the Strait of Hormuz was closed, those jet fuel prices went through the roof, and Spirit Airlines' model of keeping prices low could not compete with the price of jet fuel. It closed those profit margins way too much. But the problem is, this could happen to any company. Any external factor could affect their bottom line, where the profit margins are going to get so tight, there's just no point in staying open anymore. So Walmart could shut down, and Walmart's a major employer. If you look at Disney in Florida, Disney World could shut down, and they're a major employer in Florida. What happens if those companies shut down, just like Spirit? It's going to make a massive void. People aren't going to have work. There's nothing we can do because the administration's not making jobs. It's not about bailouts anymore, y'all. You see, my cat agrees. It's not about the bailouts, is it, huh? No. It's about, you have to have politicians that are stimulating economic growth, and we don't have that right now. And this is why voting matters. And this is why I said again, I'm worried about the stagflation happening, because all the markers of stagflation are now here. Y'all have a good day.
Multiple sources are reporting that flight prices are surging after these other airlines warn that they may also go bankrupt alongside Spirit in what could become the largest airline failures in history. Hundreds of thousands of travelers had their flights canceled with no prior warning when budget airline Spirit failed to reach a deal with the Trump administration. Spirit reportedly rejected a proposal to give the White House the right to buy 90% of the airline in exchange for $500 million in federal aid. As a result, flight prices across the country are rapidly rising, causing the U.S. Transportation Secretary to force domestic airlines to cap their prices and give priority booking to affected Spirit travelers. But now, multiple other budget airlines are reportedly also facing the same problem Spirit was. They informed the White House that the recent spike in fuel prices is rapidly eating through their cash reserves, with a group made up of Frontier, Allegiant, and Avilo now asking the government for a combined $2.5 billion in aid.
I hope you all are happy with yourselves. Was this what you wanted? Was this what you wanted? Y'all did all that talking about Spirit, talking badly about Spirit, and now look at you. How else are you going to get a $50 ticket to Hawaii now that Spirit is shutting down? I would like to say I'm proud of the fact that I never switched up on Spirit, okay? I never acted like I was too good to fly on Holy Spirit Airlines. That's what I called it. I got on there by faith, and I got off of it by faith every single time. And did you know, by the way, I learned this today, that Spirit was one of the safest airlines out of all the airlines, if not the safest airline out of all the airlines. Now I'm starting to think the slander campaign that we always had making fun of them was like concocted by the other airlines, because why did we think it was the jankiest and it was actually one of the safest? Literally one of the safest. Now it had its moments. I'm not trying to, rewrite the past. It had its moments, but look at where we are now.
I don't know who the fuck need to hear this, but it seemed like to me y'all don't know what and what not the fuck to laugh at. Y'all sitting up laughing at the fact that these people have lost their jobs and that Spirit Airlines has canceled all the flights, but it's Spirit Airlines that a lot of y'all bitches needed. I see a lot of bitches laughing that pay their tickets in 4-piece installments. How y'all bitches gonna get to Miami now? Yeah, I don't think that's so funny. And what's even crazier about it is we talking about people who have lost their jobs, have a family to feed, and when they bought houses, got rent to pay, car notes bills to pay, school clothes to buy, food for their children. Like, people really don't know where their next dollar gonna come from. And I see a lot of y'all out here mumbling and cackling and laughing without understanding that mental health is real. And you never know what a person may do or won't do when their job has been affected, okay? There's millions of people who walk around here with no employment that's looking to take yours. So the more people that's added to those lists of people who don't have employment, it makes it more dangerous for us who do. Yeah, so I don't think nothing funny about that. I don't think nothing funny about that. It's people with kids. It's people who got shit to take care of. It's people who just getting started. Like, this type of shit right here is bold as hell. And it's a wake-up call for what's really going on out here in the motherfucking world. Yeah. Gas prices are already going up. So how much y'all think it's really going to cost to fly now? The fact that a whole airlines is gone, that means it opens the door up for other airlines to increase their prices because they know that you bitches, us bitches, is still going to need to go and get there. Ain't nothing funny about that.
I see so many people in a huge panic about Spirit Airlines, man. Yes, Spirit Airlines is one of the cheaper flights, man. even though they don't offer much service on board that airline. But you guys notice, man, throughout all of the incidents involving aircrafts over the last year, especially in 2025, and now it's 26. All the air accidents and stuff that happened, incidents, you never really heard about Spirit been involved in any bad situation in the air where it was loss of passenger life, man. How you hear about these other airlines. So I think in all fairness, Spirit Airline is a really, really good airline, man. It was really hurtful to see those people on there, you know, hurt because they got no notice and just lost their jobs, man. But in my opinion, Spirit Airlines is not going anywhere, man. They couldn't get the $500 million bailout, man. But guess what? I guarantee you guys, Spirit is not going anywhere. Someone is going to bail them out. You're going to see a story saying, breaking news, Spirit Airline has been bailed out. This is how it always happens, man. Spirit is not going anywhere. So for right now, those of you who got plans and purchased tickets, they got ways that you can navigate through that by using those tickets for other airlines. They're trying to create something where you can use those tickets for other airlines for right now. But in my opinion, just give it a couple weeks, guys. Don't panic. Spirit's not going anywhere. Furthermore, what the hell are y'all doing still flying? Don't y'all know what's been going on? I sure the hell ain't getting on nobody plane. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this Spirit Airline thing in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Okay, breaking news. Y'all are now telling me that Delta Airlines is now mysteriously canceling hundreds of flights nationwide. They're citing that crew restrictions is the reason for the disruptions. And this is just on the cusp of Spirit Airlines shutting completely down. Okay, baby, what is happening? Okay, the uncertainty of the U.S. Travel system is beyond me at this point. Okay, we kind of could kind of understand. We know Spirit Airlines have been struggling for a while. We can kind of understand. Okay, Spirit was struggling financially. Then the war happened. Okay, 1 + 1. But what is y'all trying to do? They're trying to shut it down, y'all. They're trying to shut it down. Ooh, they're trying to shut it down. I can't go into detail like I want to. Those who get it, get it. Those who know what I'm saying, when I say shut it down, y'all know. Baby, what? At first, when they was saying, you know, Spirit Airlines just completely stopped, I'm like, did the other people have flights? Because I would be raising all kind of hell, but that's neither here nor there. But I felt like that was very symbolic in the spirit, okay? Because we know that Spirit Airlines, you know, you rarely was hearing any of their airplanes going down or anything. I felt like it was literally symbolic saying, I'm shutting down the spirit. The spirit. Okay, I'm playing, but I'm not. It is symbolic. Like, I be too deep. I know y'all be thinking I'm too deep. Like, the spirit gone. I'm gone. I'm coming. That's what it was given. That's what it was given for me. Those who know, those who follow the word of God, you get what I'm saying. Because when did y'all know that y'all about to cancel hundreds of flights? I got a flight this coming weekend. Stop playing with me. I have a flight. Stop playing. Baby, they know what's coming. They're trying to keep us at bay. I got to use code words. They're keeping us at bay because they know what's coming. They know what is coming. So they're setting it up. Please catch it. They're setting it up to keep us at Jesus. The Bible speaks of a unity. I'm using keywords. A unity of one, catch it, one unity. It has the word world in it. The Bible speaks of that. They are prepping for it. My God today. They are prepping for it. It is here. And if the saints and the ain'ts don't see, because even the ain'ts, y'all got to see this. The ain'ts got to see it. Baby, I'm frazzled. Who next? American Airlines? Who next? I'm just going to sit back and watch.
I feel like they really took Spirit away to get rid of affordable travel. And I said what I said. But yeah. Which is, if you really look at shit from the background, everything is a way of distracting people, right? They took Spirit away because why? Majority of my people
use Spirit so we can save money on travel. Of course they're going to get rid of what we use. Of course they are.
I don't think y'all are getting how bad Spirit Airlines shutting down is, because Spirit Airlines is the only American airline, I think, that hasn't really had a lot of accidents, or like zero accidents, I think. They're the only ones who don't use a Boeing airplane, I think. I might be wrong. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. But like, it's really bad. People should be more alarmed, man.
Have you seen what's going on with Spirit Airlines? So they just announced that they're going out of business. But the people crave community-owned businesses. There's like some guy who likes airplanes, and he's starting a website called letsbuyspirit.com. And people pledged $27 million before the website crashed from being overloaded. The future is collaborative, worker-owned cooperatives, community-owned businesses, profit sharing, democratic decision-making. To me, this is proof that the people are ready to build an economy that benefits working people. Let's discuss this in the comments.
I'm sure you've heard by now that Spirit Airlines has officially shut down, but what you may not know is that they had to give the United States government the middle finger during these talks of a $500 million bailout because the U.S. was on some mess. And so here's what two things occurred that made them turn down the $500 million bailout. Number one, the U.S. government said, we want to take 90% of your stocks as we give you this $500 million bailout, and then convert half of your fleet into military planes. Huh? Are we doing that bad in Iran that we need? Okay, no. So Spirit Airlines said, you can go ahead, sit on it and rotate. We're not doing that. And then the second thing that came out was, well, fine, if we give you this money, y'all have to pay us back first. Is the U.S. government that broke? We pining for $500 million. Trump just took $10 billion for his board of peace. Why y'all worried about $500 million? But Spirit was like, no, that's not how business works. We're a publicly traded company. We have to pay our investors first. Y'all don't have to wait. And the United States is like, no, we have priority because we're giving you the bailout. And they're like, no, this goes back to the Ford company. Like, this doesn't work. We need to pay our investors. And so the United States government was like, well, no, if you don't pay us, we don't give you money. And Spirit said, y'all have a good day. And they shut down after 34 years. And this is really sad, y'all, because the only real reason Spirit Airlines had to shut down is because of the war in Iran. This is literally because of the Trump administration's decisions. They forced them to shut down because the oil prices went through the roof, because we attacked Iran for no reason, and they closed the Strait of Hormuz in retaliation of our attack that was for no reason. And the sad part about the whole thing is that Spirit Airlines was really working to keep flights affordable for regular people. That was their business model. And a lot of people were able to travel because of Spirit Airlines being so cheap, And they were around for 34 years, so that's not a short amount of time. They were doing pretty well. And it's sad because if you look at like the bullet trains and stuff in China and Japan and throughout parts of Europe, in China and Japan, domestic tourism is on the rise because bullet trains are cheap, relatively cheap and affordable. You can get up to faraway parts of your country for a reasonable price. Same for the sleeper buses, same for a whole bunch of things in the country. It's affordable. The transit is affordable. And the plane tickets are way cheaper than they are over here in the United States. Same thing for Europeans. They get to travel throughout Europe much more effectively. Some places still are a little tricky to get to. But overall, the transit systems, the bullet trains, the buses and everything allow people to travel. So they're visiting the other countries easily for cheap. But in the United States, the one company that's like vying to keep things cheap for the passenger shuts down because jet fuel prices went through the roof. This is a really sad day, y'all. They were trying to help people out and not just charge like crazy. Keep those costs down, and now they've suffered for it because the Trump administration made a poor decision attacking Iran, even though everyone knew they would close the Strait of Hormuz. This is a really sad day. Y'all have a good one.
Okay, everybody, so that is it. I want to know, did any of you have any flights scheduled with Spirit Airlines, and what do you think about this? Does this have you worried? Okay, because people are saying, look, we see a lot of restaurants closing down. Now we're seeing what's going on with this airline. Are more airlines going to close down? The state of the economy is not good at all over the place, and it does have a lot of people worried. Okay. I'm not saying this to, fear monger or make you get real hyped up and everything, but I've been, like I said, people have been talking for the past few weeks about these oil prices, these gas prices going up, a lot of trucking industry suffering, and that you just need to try to prepare for things coming, because a lot of things going on with the economy will not be good. And now look what just happened with this. So just pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to what's going on. And did any of you ever use Spirit Airlines for to book flights and everything? How do you feel about seeing this happen? Again, I definitely feel for the 17,000 people out the blue who no longer have a job. I mean, what are they going to do? Rent has to be paid, their mortgages and everything like that. And some of them have been working for the company for years. So imagine how they feel. Okay, so please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know, how do you feel about seeing this happen with Spirit Airlines? And do you feel that it's more to come with different airlines? Okay, what you're seeing right now. Please hit the bell and click all notifications. Check out my videos, my lives, my shorts, and I will be talking to you all again very soon. You all take care, okay?